to talk about KPRC's dedication to our community. 1 year of investigative reports dedicated to helping residents of Houston. More than $80,000 returned to people buried under emotional and financial weight of high water bills. And now city council members are promising to take action on Houston's water billing issues. This is the KPRC2 investigative series called Drained, and it's been led by Amy Davis and producer Andrea Sladen, who joins me now with the action we're hearing that could come from city leaders. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yes, thank you.
Tell us, bring us back to the beginning on how this series took shape.
Okay, so, led by Amy Davis, we're always doing one-off stories, people with bills who need help. And about a year and a half ago, 2 years, we interviewed this man, 95 years old, Ray Dittmer. He had a water bill issue, and it was heartbreaking. And in the end, the city was like, we'll give you a credit for your bill, which was like thousands of dollars. And anyway, after that story ran, we started getting messages from other people, which happens a lot when we do stories. And before we knew it, we had a lot of messages from people like,
inundated.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So maybe this isn't just a one-off thing. So this time last year, we put together, we started trying to help people out one by one, case by case. And it kind of snowballed from there. We started meeting people who had, this one man in Acres Homes, Edward Williams. He had been living without water for 4 years.
That's heartbreaking.
And it was because he had a water bill issue, and it was so complicated to figure it out, and he just gave up and lived without water secretly from his family, didn't tell them until his son figured it out and was like, Dad, we're gonna figure this out.
Right.
So after showing some of these people's stories, we realized there's so many more people. Why? And not just their stories.
Why is this happening?
Why?
Yeah,
and we want to help as many people as we can, but it's like completely overwhelming.
Wow, I've been here throughout this process. I did not realize that's how this started. That's really incredible. I know at 6 o'clock this morning we heard from city council members, some offering up some insight, even ideas on how to resolve these systemic issues. What are we hearing from leaders?
Well, city leaders have sort of responded when we tried to get answers from them. And so Amy had this great idea. She's like, hey, why don't we sign up on October 31st? So let's get as many people as want to come who've been emailing us to go down to City Hall and meet them face to face. Because sometimes whenever you have emails and you're just talking, it's like, okay, it's another email, another number, another bill. But these are like real people.
These are faces that are being impacted by this.
Right. So I think that really helped. So getting 27 people signed up, which was a little scary. Amy and I are like, how many people are going to sign up? We were just floored. One by one, you get 3 minutes to speak. And they would just get up there. People were crying. It was emotional.
Very emotional.
So these city council members got to see firsthand, of course, some of them have seen in their own districts or whatever, but I think it was a good way to show them this is the real people. This is these stories. And so at that time, 2 weeks ago, some of them at the time were like, oh, this isn't a problem. We should do this. We should do that. So Amy has been circling back with each council member to say, okay, hey, you had an idea. Let's do this now. Sure, you said it then while we were there, but what are we going to do now?
Accountability.
Right. And we had just on the ballot Proposition A, which a lot of these council members are saying, here's the problem. We can't just add things to the agenda to talk about. The mayor only can add them.
Right.
So,
and that was something.
That was something
voters
that was voted on. Proposition A now. 3 council members can add things to the agenda to talk about. So that's still in the process of getting. Put in action. Right.
Put in action. Why is it things have not been resolved to date? Do we know why? I know you talk about Amy going to these city leaders and saying, hey, look, you had this idea that was 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. But really, this has been going on for such a long time, a lot longer than just weeks. We're talking about a year. Why has this problem not been addressed to the extent that it needs to be?
Well, I think it's just so complicated. And one thing we've really discovered in this is the meters. Everyone has a water meter. Well, they're slowly being updated. So first of all, a lot of people are just getting wrong bills anyway. Then whenever they get an updated meter, all of a sudden they get this crazy high bill. So that's one huge problem. The city is behind years behind updating these meters for people. So I think that's one problem. But when I think now that City Council has been, the community more, it feels like is rallying together. And, you know, Amy has been just nonstop on asking these questions and trying to get answers for people and just to be more transparent with us about what you're doing. Sometimes I feel like people in general, you know, are just a little more understanding if you just let them in on the process a little and let them know why things are taking, you know.
Yeah, that transparency.
Yeah.
Transparency can go a long way, regardless of what it is you're talking about. What has it been like reporting on something this big that impacts so many people?
Gosh, I mean, for me, like, I stay up at night thinking about all the emails that we cannot respond to. You know, I feel awful. There's so many people. And just seeing, really at council, I think seeing that, all those people together.
And
I
that
mean,
emotion.
I mean, there was this one woman who brought this big poster she made just to show this elderly woman. And when she got up there and had her 3 minutes, she talked about herself for a minute, but then she launched into, and my neighbor this and my neighbor that. And it sounded like, you know, she has this little community on her street, you know, and she wanted to speak for those people too. And it's like people are trying to help each other with their bills. And, you know, that's been really neat to see people come together to try to help each other with, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so stressful. I mean, at the council, this one man was talking about how on Father's Day, the city took $7,500 out of his bank draft for a bill he thinks he didn't owe. And so they didn't get to do anything for Father's Day. They had to cancel summer plans. And he's like, I can't tell my son that, you know, I just, stories like that, you know, really.
And hearing the gentleman who, you know, withheld from his family that he didn't have water for 4 years, that just, it really crushes you. It hits hard. What can we expect throughout the day? I know this is something that is really near and dear to our hearts. We're pushing hard for our coverage throughout the day. What can people expect?
Well, Amy has already had one story, which is up on Click to Houston right now, where she went back to each council member. We see who responded. She also met up with the mayor yesterday, the mayor of Houston, to try to say, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you. How come you won't respond to me and answer these questions? So what was
the response she received?
Yeah, he wasn't very nice. He said, you're rude and I don't plan on talking to you. So we have that video online. He's not happy with Amy trying to ask questions, to which Amy is like, hey, I'm just trying to speak up for, and she went to an event unrelated, but she waited till after it was over to walk up to him because she's tried everything else to try to get a hold of him. So we're going to have more of that
through
later.
the proper channels, whether that be his PIO, his email accounts, whatever that be. You know, that's what it's tough because, you know, what we do is it's checks and balances. You know, this is what the media does, and this is our job to hold elected officials accountable, and they're always running toward us as long as they can benefit from it. But the moment we have to, you know, look into things and to check them, it becomes a very awkward situation for them. Our coverage continues throughout the day. If people are continuing to have issues, if they have questions, if they have concerns, where can they go?
That's the good part of this. Amy and I have done so many stories on this topic. If you have a water bill question, we probably have the answer on our website. We have on our main page, click2houston.com, the drain section. I mean, how to fight your water bill, 5 steps to take now. I will say the second you get a high water bill, go take your bill off of auto pay, because sometimes you may just get
It'll just be automatically taken.
And then they're like, oh, if you end up resolving it and then you get a $2,000 credit, I want that money back.
That's a really great
suggestion. So number one, take it off auto, but that's what I always tell people. But there's step-by-step directions. We also have, who is your council person? How do I contact them? And you can read through the other stories. A lot of people have found that they have a similar issue. They find the story that we've already done and they go through, and we've put as many resources as we can on there so people can help themselves.
And again, if you do have questions, if you do have concerns, you can reach out to us. Yes, we're being inundated. It's a high volume of people reaching out, but please continue to reach out to us and we will see what we can do.
For sure.
Andrea, thank you so much for coming in this morning. We do appreciate it. Our in-depth coverage, as Andrea just mentioned, will continue all day. In just 1 hour, we are going to the beginning, to the man that inspired Amy and Andrea to investigate this matter. We have all the responses from our city leaders right now up on our website, click2houston.com.